It's now been more than 30 days since TSA agents have been paid. This is because of the partial government shutdown that began back on February 14th. With spring break right around the corner for many across the country, travelers need to pack some patience as many airport security checkpoints will look kind of like this. Many of the TSA agents are taking unscheduled time off. On top of that, bad weather around the country delayed nearly 3,000 flights already today and canceled nearly 1,000 more. The TSA's acting deputy administrator says airports could shut down entirely if the showdown in Washington isn't resolved soon. The House Speaker had this to say early today about the situation.
We're on day 31 since the Democrats decided to shut the government down, the partial shutdown, this time of Homeland Security. American airports obviously are reaching a breaking point, so severe that airlines are pleading with Democrats to please fund the Department of Homeland Security. It's fallen on deaf ears.
Well, there's about 50,000 TSA workers across the country, and according to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, 300 TSA agents have quit their jobs, and the number of TSA agent call-outs have doubled from what they were before the shutdown. Some airports are even setting up donation booths for those TSA agents. Just yesterday, union leaders representing TSA workers in Atlanta called on lawmakers saying, quote, many of those agents are coping with eviction notices, vehicle repossessions, empty refrigerators, and overdrawn bank accounts. And with spring break on the horizon, millions of travelers will take to the skies, causing some dramatic wait times in security lines. In Houston, people are reporting 2 hours of wait time. In Atlanta, 90 minutes or more. In LaGuardia, airport travelers are reporting 70-plus minutes standing in those security lines. Now, the message from airports and frequent travelers, pack your patience. Air traffic controllers are being paid during this partial shutdown because Congress has already funded their employer, the Department of Transportation. We will, of course, continue to watch the situation and update you with any new developments right here at NBC Montana.
World's busiest airport in chaos right now. More than 200 flights canceled, lines stretching for hours, and the workers meant to move you through security aren't getting paid. Thanks for being with us. I'm Brooks Baptiste.
And I'm Chelsea Beinfor. Some of them also not showing up. Atlanta News First, Don Shipman is live at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Don, are the lines getting any better now?
They're a lot better than they were this morning. Right now, they're sitting at just about a 90-minute wait. But earlier this morning, we talked with a lot of passengers who actually sat in line. And I'm literally saying sat in line for a good 3 hours. Day 3 of mounting frustration from long lines at the world's busiest airport. So long that TSA spillover lines had spillover lines. Many travelers waiting upwards of 90 minutes before they even approach the main entrance.
At the end of the day, there's nothing I could do about it, so.
Sydney Greer has a bachelorette party in LA. She and her friends heeded airport officials' advice and arrived 3 hours before their flight.
A little bit earlier, but we live in Covington, so just down the road. So just an hour extra, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Crystal Brown has a work trip to Boston.
This morning I woke up at about 5 and I was checking. I was like, oh, it's already an hour and 30.
While Brown is frustrated, like many others in the line with her, she remains optimistic and sympathetic. Right now, Atlanta's 1,200 TSA workers aren't getting paid due to the months-long partial government shutdown.
Grateful, because if I wasn't getting paid, would I show up for work? So, I mean, I can stand in line. I'm not going to miss my flight, hopefully.
Another driving factor for the cancellations and delays, bad weather. In fact, a ground stop was in place early this morning for more than an hour for certain Delta flights coming into Atlanta from airports like D.C. and Houston. A request by Delta to the FAA to give the airline time to catch up. Also testing Atlanta travelers, the website Hartsfield-Jackson uses to display wait times keeps crashing, thwarting passengers' ability to check ahead of time for long checkpoint lines.
I need to get there, so here I am.
Now, have you flown up? All right, that website is back up and running, and we're back out here live. A little hack here at Hartsfield-Jackson. Some travelers will avoid this line in the domestic terminal by going through a much shorter line over at International. Officials here at the airport out with a notice this morning saying, don't do that. We're live here at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.
Thank you for joining us at 6 tonight. I'm Julie Montanaro.
And I'm Jacob Murphy. We start right away with TSA workers missing their first full paycheck this week since last month's partial government shutdown.
Many of them are taking unscheduled time off, creating long lines and frustration at many airport security checkpoints, including one in Atlanta.
I've been online for 45 minutes, and apparently it's another hour. Yeah. And we're fortunate we got here really early. I was blown away. It was way past the luggage carousels, the baggage carousels way down there. This is disgraceful, and I hope at a minimum they're offering all these TSA employees an extra $1.50, $2, $3 an hour to show up to work.
The Department of Homeland Security isn't fully funded due to a disagreement in Congress over ICE reforms. The TSA's acting deputy administrator says airports could shut down entirely if the showdown in Washington isn't resolved soon. As of now, there's no sign it will.
Our Stacey Inez live for us tonight from Tallahassee International Airport, where local TSA workers are trying to keep the bills paid in the face of that funding freeze. Stacey, any hope of relief for them?
Well, Julie and Jacob, it's really difficult right now. I spoke with the union president who represents TSA workers throughout this area, Chris Finley. He says that many people were still struggling and trying to recover from the last government shutdown. So to be put in this position again, he says there's a lot of uncertainty and people are really frustrated and trying to figure out how to make ends meet to continue supporting their families. So Finley is with the American Federation for Government Employees, and his chapter represents TSA workers in Central and North Florida. He says they just missed their first full paycheck. But before that, the partial paycheck for some TSA workers was only $50. Today, he came to TLH to give some food, diapers, baby formula, and other essentials to TSA officers who needed it. But he really says that won't be enough if the partial shutdown continues to linger. Right now, he says these real-world challenges are making it difficult for officers to focus on their job of keeping people safe while flying.
That is a harder task to accomplish, staying totally focused when in the back of your head, like I said, you're worried about, I have an eviction notice, my water got shut off, I don't have food to feed my kids. Like, these are bare essentials. These are full-time federal employees who are facing evictions and can't put food on their table because they can't fund our agency. And I don't know how this is acceptable to anyone.
He says TSA gave officers a letter for creditors, lenders, and landlords, things like that, to verify them not being paid. But even still, Finley says he knows several officers right now who are currently facing eviction. And he also says on top of not getting paid, rising gas prices has made it even more difficult for people to figure out how they're going to pay for gas to show up to work. But he did point out that people who are still showing up are showing up simply because they care. And he said it's really important to have just a little bit more patience right now with TSA officers, as of course they're facing so many other challenges. For now, live from TLH, Stacey Inez, WCTV Eyewitness News.
All right, Stacey, thank you.